Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, welcome to 2024. Wish you all a great start to 2024. Make sure you have your goals and objectives ready and your New Year's resolutions, very important. So yeah, let's talk about the different structures that are possible here and what we need to be watching out for on the chart. Bitcoin obviously consolidating just sideways. We want to talk about the short-term bullish, short-term bearish options here. First of all, our base case is bullish. So the assumption is that Bitcoin should, in a fifth wave, send us higher to around about 50K plus. Okay, so at the moment, the assumption is we're moving in a fourth wave. Fourth waves are very frustrating waves. They typically lead to sideways movement, fake breakouts. They frustrate a lot of people, and absolutely, I mean, I'm sure you can, I'm sure this price action is frustrating for many people. So that's what typically a wave 4 is like. And then you get the people who say it's manipulation. That often happens in a wave 4, okay? So whenever we are in a wave 4 in a messy corrective structure, or a B wave very often, then you get these comments that it's all manipulation. So that's completely normal. It always tells us we're likely in a wave 4. It's typically a sideways correction with a lot of up and down, fake breakouts, and so on. What makes the wave 4 so tricky is that it can form a triangle, a so-called flat structure. These are always very difficult to detect, There are different patterns that can evolve. Let's talk about some of them and what we need to, what basically the key levels are. I mean, essentially, with these wave counts, why do we use them? We use them as a roadmap, and we use them to understand what really are the key levels that we need to watch out for the price and the levels that the price needs to either break or confirm to clarify the chart. That's really it, okay? So we get some pivots, we get some levels. When those levels are broken, we have a clarification of the chart, because it means that the chart has made a decision, the price has made a decision, bulls and the bears have negotiated, and we are in this or that scenario. That's why we are observing the microstructure. I mean, as I said, the bigger picture is at the moment quite clear. The main support, really the main support, I'm not talking about microstructures, but main support is at $34,070. So against that level, the fifth wave is expected. The question is, do we go a little lower before we go higher, or do we break out directly? That's what we want to talk about, and the levels we need to watch for that. So first of all, the short-term bearish scenario is highlighted here in yellow on the chart. It's just a common ABC structure: A wave down, B wave up, and then the C wave down. The C wave probably started up here in this yellow scenario on the 22nd of December, on that Friday. And we are forming that ending diagonal to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this scenario, the price has probably started a third wave to the downside. Let's go to the, let me just eliminate that. So yeah, okay. Probably started that third wave to the downside, but it's not impulsive. So that's why it's so important to talk about alternative wave structures as well that can develop, because if we don't have an impulse to the downside, things could go a different route. So for example, that last move down here was a 3-wave move. Now, in our ending diagonal, that can easily be an A wave in the third wave. But again, it's that reluctance of the price to go down. Now, we don't have a break of resistance as such. So at the moment, the yellow count is still valid. It remains valid as long as the price stays below $43,815, as I mentioned before, yeah? So it's this wave too high, plus or minus a few dollars, depending on which exchange you're looking at. And in this scenario, we should come down a little lower, ideally even touching the yellow support box, okay? Now, there's another scenario that could unfold. For example, an Elliott Wave triangle. A wave 4 can form a triangle. So in this scenario, all we need basically is a little bit more sideways action, and the price could rally. That's the direct bullish scenario, or let's say not direct, but it would lead to a little bit more sideways action, reducing volatility, and a reduction in volume. We see that already, right? Reduction in volume and volatility. So this scenario would say, okay, yeah, we topped in a third wave, but the wave 4 actually unfolds as a triangle: wave A, wave B, wave C, this could be a D, and another E, We need to form higher lows and lower highs. And then as soon as the E wave is complete, we could get a break to the upside. So that's one of these scenarios. In this scenario, the D wave can go higher, way higher, but should really stay below $44,420. Okay, so that D wave could extend a little bit higher, no problem. We could form a contracting triangle or a so-called ascending triangle or barrier triangle. And then another scenario, and that would really be the most direct breakout, but I don't see any evidence for that at this stage. It would be basically the assumption that the wave 4 already bottomed here. That's not preferred at this stage. And then we had a wave 1 to the upside, wave 1 of a leading of an ending diagonal. This here would be a wave 2, and we would now rally in a third wave. I would really only believe that if we get a break above that $44,420 level, then this would be a wave 3, 4, 5. Then, if we get a break above that B wave high, we can explore that further. These are really the three main scenarios that I'm watching here. The yellow count, most probable for me, whereas it's also very probable that it's forming this triangle, especially with that reduction in volatility and volume that I see here constantly, and the reluctance of Bitcoin to come down a little more. So again, we have to consider them both. The support level is very clearly defined. I mentioned it. There are two likely options, I think. One is this triangle. The other one is the yellow count. They are both bullish. One just allows for a little bit of a let's say deeper pullback. To confirm yellow further, we would need to see a break below $41,330 next. Yeah, that's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.